All right. So it's my pleasure to get an opportunity to speak to Israil Madrimov. He's going to be in the main event on August 3rd at the BMO Center in Los Angeles, taking on Terence Crawford. I got to ask you this, Israel. So many fight fans in the United States, they may not be as familiar with you, of course, as they are with Terence Crawford. So my question would be, if you had to introduce yourself to this American audience based off of like your fight style as well as your journey through the sport, how would you describe yourself?
Ой, Скажи о себе, вот ты, если должен себя представить для людей, кто тебя не знает, расскажи о себе, кто ты, какой у тебя стиль.
Да, сейчас у нас впереди большой бой ждет. Для меня это большой шанс, чтобы показать свой стиль, показать свой имя. А, Это хочу сделать красиво и чтобы болельщики после этого боя болели за меня. И вот это сейчас так жду.
Yes, that's a huge opportunity for me. You know, it's a huge fight awaiting on us. And for me, you know, to introduce myself, probably there is no better way to get in the ring and showcase my skills, showcase myself, you know. As far as the opportunity, again, for me is an opportunity. I'm challenged for my belt, and I'm challenging Terence for his greatness, you know. And I want to be great, and you can only do that by fighting greatest fighters. And Terence is definitely one of the greatest fighters of this era, and you know, that's a big opportunity.
Would you say this is your toughest professional challenge? Because obviously there's different things to overcome besides just the opponent in the ring during your, as you journey up. Would you say this is your toughest professional challenge?
В профессиональной карьере не только как бой, но и еще нужно всякие медиа, вот это вот против людей, как бы люди против тебя. Ты что, самый сложный в твоей карьере?
Ну, конечно, сейчас везде разговор идет для этого боя. Кто Madrimov, он 10 боев провел, только это не будут как его, против Кроуфорда, это мало, так, разговоры была. Ну, это я не отрицаю внимания, поэтому сейчас у меня цель одна, только боксировать и побеждать, все. Сейчас в голове.
Most definitely, yes. It's fight against the toughest possible fighter, and also, you know, all the obstacles around the fight, all the people talking, who's this guy with 10 fights, you know, he doesn't belong there, and this and that. That's not something that bothers me. I'm mentally very, you know, stable about it, and I know that if I'm given an opportunity, then, you know, I deserve it, and I know what I had to go through to get here, you know. So but again, yeah, I agree, it's going to be, it is going to be the toughest fight so far.
Right. Do you think that this is a fight that you can win by a decision, or do you think you need to stop Terence Crawford?
Ты думаешь, что ты можешь выиграть его по очкам? Или ты считаешь, что этот бой ты должен купировать? Ну,
Это бокс, в первую очередь. Никто не ждет нокаута или что-то. Один удар все решает. А так у нас есть план, по плану мы двигаемся, и что будет, это то будет в ринге. Ну, мы стараемся, чтобы показать свой стиль, свой бокс.
You know, it's boxing, you never know. one punch can change the direction of the fight, and change anything. Whatever happens before that punch doesn't matter. We both can deliver that punch, and anything could happen. But as a professional, I already learned it in some of my fights, that you cannot count on just knocking someone out. You always have to be prepared to go the distance to win the rounds and everything. And on my behalf, I'll be ready to do whatever it takes to win, and how are people and judges and everyone, that's not something that I have powers over, so I'm going to do everything to win this fight, no matter how it's going to go.
Okay. Now, I've seen you guys had an opportunity to kind of like face off. And I know that sometimes during the face off, especially when you're not super familiar with the opponent, like having sparred with them or what have you. But when you got a chance to face off with Terence and look at him, what was the first thing that came to your mind as a fighter? I'm going to face this guy.
Ну, в первую очередь, я счастлив был, потому что, если вы видели, у меня лицо улыбался, потому что а, я ждал вот этот момент. И Кроуфорд, с Кроуфордом мы общались, он хороший парень, с ними уже как-то уже подружили. Для меня хорошее ощущение было вот это в моменте.
First of all, I was happy when we been at the first face off. I was just like, you can even see that I was smiling because I was just happy that this is happening, and absolutely no negative emotions or something towards him. We actually met before the face off. We met after. We were doing promos and everything, and only positive emotions. He's a really, really good, humble guy, and I have nothing against him. He's a great fighter, a great personality. So I'm happy that it's happening, and I respect him.
That's awesome, because that's actually very similar to what he said when I spoke to him. So that was pretty cool. Now, outside of you guys, there's a lot of people, obviously, and this is my final question. There's a lot of people outside of you guys who are, in some ways, it feels like they're looking past you. They are, in sense, they're making Terence's next fight. Well, he's going to fight this guy next. When you hear all that, and you hear and you see all the people that are essentially almost approaching this as this is an assumption, we know what's going to happen. How does that make you feel as a fighter?
Ты говоришь, что, типа, он будет драться с тем, после тебя или с тем, и так далее. Как ты оцениваешь, что тебя так недооценивают?
В первую очередь, для меня это без разницы, кто как говорит, кто у них какие планы. У Бога есть свой план, потому что сейчас Бог дал вот это шанс. Это для меня, я думаю, Аллах дал, поэтому мне надо это использовать красиво. И дальше посмотрим. Остальные планы, это для меня неинтересно.
Absolutely not thinking about that at all. That's not something that bothers me. Their plans are nothing to me. Allah has a plan, and I'm challenged in this fight, not by anyone but the God. He gives me opportunity, and if the opportunity is there, that means that I'm ready for this opportunity, and whatever it is, like, I'm only thinking about that. The rest to me absolutely doesn't matter. I'm living my life. I'm not thinking about someone else's plan. I'm not getting in someone else's business. My goal is to train, to perform, to defend my title. That's what it is.
All right, man, I appreciate so much this opportunity to speak to you, Israil. I wish you nothing but the best on August 3rd and moving forward in your career. You guys have an awesome day.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.